my mom just came up to me and said something about telling something about my game at South Fork, my last game.
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Well, last game, I'm trying to think about the last game I hit a walk-off hit to win the state championship game at South Fork, but
there you go.
we played the game before that. We played Michael Givens. That was pretty cool.
The Michael Givens. Did you face him?
I actually hit a ball off the center field wall off of Michael Givens. Got a little. It should have been a triple, but I Cadillac'd it into a double. So stand-up double's fine, but no. We beat him 5-2. Oh yeah, we beat him 5-2, and then we went on and beat Tallahassee Charles 13-3 in 5 innings, and I hit the last. It was almost like a similar hit off of Givens. I hit dead center, just poked it out there, and scored a run, and we won walk-off. Little Marlins pass. Is
that your? That's got to be your club,
that's my
right?
Team,
that's your club.
I mean,
all right.
I'm from Florida. I'm not gonna sit here and say
Well, there could have been like Braves, Tampa.
Yeah.
Could have been any of those.
No, you're right. I mean,
yeah.
Well, I just grew up watching Marlins. I've always been, Dolphins, Heat, Marlins, loyal fan.
Yeah,
but all I gotta say is, hey, hold on, it's Tua time, boys in Miami. Watch out.
So actually, that's a good there's a good one. Pete Alonso played at Florida. Like, well,
yeah,
if he was ever in the same clubhouse with you and the other guys, how would that go? You guys would probably hit it off pretty well, no?
Dude, Pete Alonso, yeah, he seems like a great guy to be around. I know a bunch of guys that know him too from Florida because my sister went to Florida, and a lot of my friends have gone there from high school or just around the area and stuff. I know, but he definitely seems like a cool dude to be hanging around with for sure.
So now, Nick,
yeah,
let's bring it back. We've said Figgy, and you got the T-shirt on.
Sure.
We've all wearing the rings right now.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Go.
It up. So that moment when because
that was unbelievable.
I keep telling everybody, like, the one thing about the minors is they never give up, not until the last.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so it's nobody on 2 outs, down 5-3 in Game 4.
That's the way I'm like. The way I started is like, yo, nobody on with 2 outs. Like that's the craziest thing ever. Like back-to-back singles. I mean, you can see that. The only reason why, I remember there's a game in college we were playing against Troy, right. And when I was at South Alabama, we were down by 5 runs with 2 outs in the 9th inning, and we came back and won. It was the craziest comeback. I mean, besides obviously the one we won the championship, it was the craziest comeback I've ever had in my life. Like we literally had nobody on, 2 outs, same exact thing, and we went a single, a blooper, the guy conceded a run, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, and then put it this way, we had 2 guys on, I pinch hit and hit a 3-run homer to put us in the lead. It's pretty sick.
Well, and I keep telling people this, right? I keep telling everybody that when, I mean, obviously you had Jesus. I'm actually trying to find now before you get to yours. So Nick, I kept telling everybody that after Siriaco had the 2-out single to start it, and then
Mateo, wasn't it, or was it Mateo? Yeah.
Now, if you remember, earlier in the game, Mikey Reynolds hit the exact same ball to T.J. White over at second, and White
T.J. made the play. He made every freaking play. Dude, he made every play that game. I remember, and I was like, how the hell is one that just, you know what I mean? Like, how does just the one time he bobbles it? I'm like, that's ridiculous.
And I keep telling everybody, like, when he got up, he actually made the stop.
Oh yeah, he stopped the ball, which is incredible.
The ball rolled away from him when he was trying to get back up.
Right.
And I keep telling everybody at that moment, I'm like, something's going to happen. I don't know if it's a home run, but
it's like we got a second life right now. Exactly. Right. You're like, here we go. Exactly. I know exactly what you mean.
And then they go out, they have the conference, and Figgy's coming up.
Yeah.
So then, like, what's going through your mind when that happens, when the ball's bobbled, it's first and second now?
Oh man, I'm pretty sure I was getting ready to pinch hit.
Yeah, so I was about to say, were you on deck or in the hole? I think, right?
I was on deck or I was getting ready to hit. So like I was already like up in the thick of things, pretty much up the front of, you know what I mean? Like right when you're walking up to get up to hit, and I was up there and I watched everything clear as can be, clear as day. And as soon as I saw it happen, we started like grabbing each other. We're like, dude, like something's about to happen. We knew the same feeling. We're like, yo, if this just happened, who knows what's gonna, you know what I mean? Like, we're gonna keep it going. Like, it was crazy. And then sure enough, freaking first, when Figgy gets up there, I'll never forget this. Someone was like, take one. And Andrew Vincent goes, F it, hit a bomb. And then, like, it was in the middle of his pitch. Like, he said, F it, hit a bomb. He lets go of the pitch. Boom, see you later. It was amazing.
Yeah, Figgy, and Vice said Figgy knew it was coming. Here's the thing, and I talked to Figgy about it too. They had been pitching him up and in the entire series.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's the thing. Figgy's smart as hell. He knew he would come in and tell you that what they were trying to do. He knew what they were doing. Yeah.
Well, that's what a good hitter and a good teammate does.
For sure. Oh yeah.
And so what happened is Figgy, he was like, all right, first pitch they're gonna challenge me up and in. And they go out and have that little conference, and I know this is coming. And where the catcher was set up, though, he was set low and away.
Yeah.
And that pitch was just
trying to screw with it, probably. Yeah, trying to get in his head a little. I mean, he might have been, because Figgy was a good enough hitter to kind of feel the catcher back there, knowing where he was going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could definitely. He was an advanced hitter. Let's put it that way.
And then the next thing you know, just.
Or, I mean, we also had a guy on second base, so he could have been trying to mess with Audie, too, yeah.
Yeah. But the next thing you know, it was about 92 in and about 110 out.
That was, I thought, yeah, that's the funny thing. That kid was throwing cheese, too.
Yeah.
He was hitting 95. Oh, yeah.
And so, next thing you know, and like I said, it's the second hardest hit ball ever.
Oh.
Chris Jacobs.
That was a bad. That kid. That's why it was so much better, because as soon as he hit the ball, you knew it was gone. That thing's way out of here.
I still
that was the best part about it.
That slow motion. I still see that.
You didn't have to wait for it to drop or anything. You were just like, see ya. Yeah. Right?
So
that's awesome.
Obviously, the ball gets hit, and it's sailing. And we all know that's the championship right there.
Oh, and for sure. Before it's even down.
And in fact, I still have a picture of Figgy. The instant after, like, his follow-through has just finished, and he's looking up at the ball. So he hasn't had that look of euphoria yet.
Right.
And, you know, so he's watching the ball up. He's just finished his follow-through. You see the catcher behind the plate. I think it was it Ehrlich or was it Tissenbaum behind the plate?
It was Ehrlich, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Ehrlich. Ehrlich started every game during that series, I'm sure of it.
Yeah, Ehrlich was their catcher, yeah.
You see Ehrlich's eyes wide as dinner plates. Because he's realizing
he's like, uh-oh. Yeah, that's gone.
And you see Bobby, the picture was wide enough that Bobby just like, he's looking back, he's leaning back a little bit as if it's like, ooh, he got that.
Please stay fair.
Oh, yeah, right, exactly.
That was hit too hard to go foul.
It was a fair foul, exactly, but that thing was
hit too hard to go foul.
Right.
But like Bobby, the first reaction was like, oh my God, he killed it. But you still don't see Bobby celebrating, realizing, oh, wait. But you see one of the coaches on the Quebec bench, the look on his face was just like, there goes our championship.
Yeah, seriously.
And it was just like, wow. When we all got on the field and he came up to you and you gave him that big, you gave him a big hug and everything.
Oh, yeah.
And after he's like, I smell like champagne.
We were stoked.
To this day, tells everybody, he's like, you know what one of the best parts about it was? Nick Zaharion picked up and gave me a big hug, and I smelled like champagne.
That's hilarious.
Oh
my God, that's too funny.
Holding the trophy, yeah, that's okay. Being on the field, that's good.
Right. He only remembered that, though.
A champagne hug. It was just, That's
so funny. Oh, man.
Vlad,
I do remember that. I had a bottle of champagne I was holding, but I do remember for sure. That's hilarious. I gave him a hug right away. That was awesome.
That was just, I mean.
That was unforgettable. That's something we'll never forget, man. That was something else.
That rarely happens in sports. A walk-off home run to win a championship.
To win a seriously. Like, you're never going to ever see that again. Yeah. Like, that doesn't even happen in the World Series, period. I mean, has it ever happened in the World Series?
Maybe Joe Carter.
No, Joe Carter in 93.
That was, okay.
And Bill Mazeroski in 60.
So there's a question. There's one big question I had on my mind about for Vlad, and I never asked this to him.
Who's your favorite player besides Nick?
So you come in. So you come in your first year. How did that all come to be? How did you and Bobby get into into contact? Did you guys know each other beforehand? Like how did that all come together?
He's been texting me the whole time.
Well, I knew Bobby probably since he was with the Red Sox.
Oh, really? Oh, okay. So
Yeah,
you guys go back then, huh?
They go way back.
We're from the same area.
So was that like both from like what, Rutherford, right, and all that?
Yeah, Bergen County. But we knew each other for years. I got a chance to have his son on my team for a couple teams, and then after that, I was doing whatever I was doing, and then from there he just asked me. He's like, "Hey, listen, you want to come up with the big boys?" I'm like, "I'm in. I'm ready."
How about in 18 when
Stay fair, man.
when we were in TR,
Rollins.
and Rollins lobs the slushy grenade.
Dude, that's the most
And
classic Pioneers moment there ever.
That was great.
That was the funniest. That was the best time I've ever had on a baseball field in my whole entire life, bro.
I remember me and Z grabbing his ankles to get off the fence. If he didn't do that, he would have got away.
Dude, I remember when he looked back at us, he's like, "Who did that?" And I was like, who do you think? Because Rollins is the only one over there. He's still going, cussing him out. We're all just sitting there, just like, we all weren't saying the word. And he's still going this berserk. It was hilarious.
He's an interesting character, ain't he, though? Because he, for the most part, is fairly quiet, but then you rile him up, and then all of a sudden, right?
Nah,
you give him a couple Tito's and Sprite, and it's over.
No, Rollins. I tell you what, though, Rollins a great guy.
Oh God, that kid's a man. Me and him hung out all the time. Yeah, that was my boy.
He just believes he's about to have a boy in November.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Congratulations. No way.
Hey, boy, Dave.
Yeah, I talked to him yesterday about it.
With the same girl, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Good for him.
So Bobby, I'll never.
Oh, here's a story. You guys want to hear how he found me? I mean, I went to Detroit Tigers. The crazy thing is, so like, let's back up here. I'll never forget. I went to breakfast one morning, and I was gonna go. It was Bagel Boys in Abacoa, right there by the Cardinals and Marlins spring training. I walk in there and I see a Ranger scout, and he's like, "Hey man, like, are you going to the Tigers tryout or whatever?" And I was like, "What are you talking about? I didn't hear anything about it." He's like, I'll call Alex Avila's son, who's the GM's son, who was helping out running the camp.
Right.
He goes, "I'll call Avila's son." He goes, "I'm going to get you in there," because I looked at the thing and it said it was for, I think it was like 25 or 26 and under. So I told him, I was like, "Hey man, I'm a year or two old. I can't go." He goes, "Don't worry about it." He goes, "I'm going to get you in." So he called me in, called Avila, said he's coming. I show up there. I didn't realize Bobby was going to be there. And I'll never forget. I called my mom because it was in Orlando and Lakeland. I was like, "Hey mom, I don't want to go to this tryout. This is going to be another stupid tryout. Like, nothing's going to happen." So long story short, like I go there and I went in as a catcher. I never really caught that much. Like I was drafted as an outfielder, whatever, but I was like, whatever, I'll go in as a catcher. The throwdowns didn't matter. I went up to hit. So this is where he saw me. I went to go hit off a machine. And the first round, I'm not going to lie, I was crushing balls the first round. Like I was hitting line drives here and there. And then I was like, all right, fine. I'm going to actually try and actually get a hold of one. So like, I'm not going to lie. The last pitch I remember, they threw me on the pitching machine. I hit it over this net that was blocking the parking lot, and then I hit it over the parking lot. And Simon and Bobby both, like I got out of the turtle, and Bobby said at the turtle, he goes, "Who are you playing for next year?" And I'm like, well, I'm talking to a couple teams, which I was talking with the Atlantic League, a couple teams or whatever. And I said, but if you send me a contract today, I'll sign with you guys. That's what I told him. And he goes, "All right, don't worry, I'll send you one tonight." Just like that. He saw me hit a ball over the parking lot. He's like, "I'm signing you right there on the spot." This is true because he called me that same night.
I'll never forget that shit.
Fun stuff.
It was crazy.
So
it's just, I mean, I'll never dispute his eye.
He's like, I need a DH. I go, outfielder, catcher. He goes, that's exactly what I'm looking for. He goes, let's go. That's what he said. The steal of the year last year was Cito Culver.
Yeah.
Oh God, bro, are you kidding me? I'm gonna miss him, dude. That was my second roommate besides Simon. He lived with me once he got traded. He moved into the field with me, and me and him were roomies for a while. He was a good kid, man. I like that guy. I'm gonna miss him.
He has a really high IQ.
Oh, for sure. That's another guy that's smarter than he looks. You know what I mean? Like
For
sure.
He's a big digger.
He's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be this year or not, but if he goes and plays affiliated ball, he's going to work his way. He's going to work his way to the show where he should have been if he wasn't playing for the Yankees organization and behind Jeter.
I was going to say, if they let him switch hit like he should be.
Right. Yes, exactly.
Right.
The kid was hitting over 300 when he started hitting lefty. I'm like, what's going on?
Well, and I remember that too. We were in Ottawa, and all of a sudden he comes to the plate and he bats from the left side. And
I remember when he did it in batting practice. He just showed up one day. He's like, Bobby, I'm hitting lefty, and he's like, all right, whatever. Like, I mean, to be honest with you, don't get me wrong. He's a great player. Like, I love him, but he was struggling. So like at anything at that point, you're just like, okay, go ahead and try it. Like, because his glove was so good, you didn't even care. You're just like, he's not going to make an error. Yeah, you know what I mean.
But so we up in the press box. He steps in at the left side of plate, and everybody up there is in a frenzy because, like, wait a second, they're looking at their sheets. It's like he's batting righty. He's only showing up as a righty. What's going on here?
Right. It didn't even say switch in the bottom. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
Between innings, I stuck my head out and I said, it's the first time he's switch hitting since 2012. And they're
Holy
like,
crap.
wait, what? I'm like, yeah, he used to be a switch hitter, all coming up through high school and everything.
Yeah.
He gets to the Yankees, and they're like, no, you're batting righty only. So he bat righty only.
Wait, did he get a hit his first at bat or no?
Yeah, he smoked the play. First one.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I believe he got a triple in that game too.
Yeah,
and he hit a homer. He hit a homer at Rockland lefty.
First day he came over, I asked him. I was like, because I looked into him.
Yeah.
You know, we know a lot of things before anybody else knows.
Coach is looking in.
And I'm like, you've been hitting righty all season. I know you hit lefty. He goes, yeah. The Yankees told me I had to hit righty. I wanted to, stay on and try to make it. And I go, why don't you just hit lefty? Like, why don't you just hit lefty at this point? And then,
I'm pretty sure you were the one that told him to. Yeah.
Later started creeping into his head, and all of a sudden he goes in the cage. He goes, "Can you come? We have the indoor facility. He comes. Can you come inside and throw me a couple flips?" And then I was like, "Dude, you just look natural that way." Exactly. He goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna try it." Yeah. And from there, he just took off.
Dude, his average went from like 180 to like 275.
He was hitting the ball righty as well.
He was hitting the ball hard at people, but it was just wasn't falling.
He was getting robbed a lot of times. But the biggest thing with him when he was righty, because I don't know if the fans, though obviously the fans don't know, but he did have like some type of lat strain.
Oh yeah,
he was dealing with.
He was getting work on every day in my room.
So his top hand wasn't working as it should, obviously, but
yeah. So this is a true conversation between me and him the day after the season ended. He says, hey, that's his at right there. Can you figure out what I batted when I started switch hitting through the playoffs? Okay. And then here's the number. You ready for this? There's the number. 295.
Dang.
When he started switch hitting through the rest of the season, that's what his average was. You know how hard 100%. That is?
Yeah, that's actually a great point, Sean.
You know how hard that is to be like a shortstop, mainly only a shortstop in the Yankees organization, and that guy's up in the majors? And they know that if he goes down, there's a good chance that they're going to probably just bring somebody else in anyway.
You're right.
This is the one question, and it's about USA, South Alabama.
Got you.
There's a chant that when I was playing NCAA Football 14 that would be using. Is that real?
Oh, South in your mouth is 100% real. That's what we say.
Okay, 100%. That's all I need to know because that's the best thing ever. That is the best thing ever.
That's the best. Oh yeah, that's what we hit him with. South in your mouth.
Let's go. That's the best thing ever. Oh my God, that's the best thing ever, man.
Seriously, that was one of our the best lines you could come up with for sure. That's all we could think of. But
so how about that? How did you figure it? Because USA is not exactly.
Oh yeah, no,
you don't. It's not something you just look right at it and be like, oh yeah, go there. So how that all happened?
It's kind of like almost the same kind of thing I could say with Bobby, like just seeing me on the spot, pretty much. Like I was playing in the junior college All-Star game in Lakeland. Actually, the same place Bobby signed me at. That's weird.
Nice.
That's
funny. You're
fine. I was
fine.
playing there. And so I was playing in the big stadium at the time. We were playing in the All-Star game, and I'll never forget this. So we had Manatee's head coach was because their team had the best record, so he was our head coach for the All-Star game, whatever. But he comes up to me, he goes, "What are you gonna do this at bat?" I go, "I'm just gonna crush one." He's like, "No, you're not. You're gonna hit a bomb." And sure enough, like in the All-Star game, I went double and then I hit a bomb my next at bat. So in the All-Star game, as I'm walking back to my car, this dude's like following me back, and I'm to my car, and I'm like, "Who's this guy?" I turn around and start talking to him. He's like, "Hey, I'm so and so from South Alabama," and he's like, "I just wanted to let you know, like, I want you to come on a visit here, blah blah blah. Like, I want you to come see this school, such and such." So I was like, "All right, man." I was like, "You know what?" At the time, like, I didn't have many offers. I had
You said FIU, right?
FIU, I had a big scholarship, and I turned down 90% from them. But I had FIU, and that was about – at a high school, FSU, and a couple other schools, but I was a Gators fan, so I didn't want to go to FSU.
No. That's sacrilege, isn't it?
Exactly. So I was like, no shot. I'm sorry.
That's sacrilege, bro.
Yeah. And actually, when I was drafted when I was drafted by the Royals out of high school, I'll never forget, like 3 minutes later, Wayne Graham from Rice University called me. He's like, "How would you like to be?" He goes, "How would you like to be the next Anthony Rendon?" That's what he said to me. I was like, "What? That's pretty sick." I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Rendon's a pretty. That's got. I think
dude,
we mentioned.
I got chill bumps when he said
that's
that
a good
to me.
swing too.
Yeah, I was like, "Are you kidding me?" Like, that's a pretty cool like comparison. But once he said that, and it's funny. We were thinking about having my sister move out there with me to help me with school because I wasn't the smartest of the bunch, but we thought about it, and I ended up just going JUCO because I signed early.
And where'd you go to JUCO?
Anyway, so I go to there, and I end up going to South Alabama for a visit, and I end up just falling in love with it, man. I went when you drive through Pensacola and like you get into Mobile, you got to go across the bridge, and it's like water on both sides. It's surrounded by water. It's called the Mobile Bay Bridge. It's pretty cool. So you can drive in like with all this surrounded body of waters and stuff. And I was like, I mean, I'm near the water. You know what I mean? I'm close enough. Like I liked it. As soon as I was driving in, I loved it. So I ended up going there.
Where did you start? Where'd you start in JUCO? Where'd you go there?
So my first year, I went to St. Pete Community College, which we had a stacked team. Hold on, let me get to the Homer Derby. What are you? Which field do you want again?
The new one, Globe Life Field.
Okay, but no. So yeah, I went to St. Pete, and our team there was stacked. I'm talking about we had like 8 kids drafted, and our coach got fired for recruiting infractions. We had Cody Allen, that was a closer for the Indians.
So your coach got fired for making your coach got fired for trying to win. In other words,
exactly.
While we're waiting to reconnect, Vladdy, what have you been doing?
Not much. There's nothing much you can really do. I mean, I just been watching like old, like Yankee games and like meaningful World Series games and stuff like anything I had to do with baseball. Keep my mind on it.
Who was your favorite player growing up, Vlad?
We lost Nick for the moment, so we got to get him.
My favorite player growing up was Roberto Alomar.
That's good.
Being Puerto Rican, being switch hitter myself, and I wore number 12 all my life because you gotta get Figgy in here.
One of these days we gotta get Figgy in here. We gotta reach out to him.
I talked to him 2 days ago.
Does he play? Does he play the show? I mean, it doesn't matter. We don't even need. He doesn't even need to. We could just play a couple of games and then we can play like a game or two and then bring him on for like a half hour at the end. Even.
I'm scheduled to throw BP to him sometime, maybe in the weekend.
So what's his deal actually? While I ask this question, what's his deal? What's he up to? Is he still with the Cardinals or what's going on there?
Yeah, he's still with them.
Okay.
He's just working out every single day. He was trying to come up to the facility in here, but since we shut it down, so I told him, we could just go outside somewhere.
As I was saying, where he's at his age, hey, it fits. It fits. You want to know my best Figgy moment? Honestly, it wasn't his homer. It wasn't his homer. It was when he came back and he took the time to come up here to say hello to all of us upstairs.
Oh yeah.
To me, that meant a lot more to me and me and Tim where we were up there doing the scoreboard and the audio and stuff like that. That meant so very much, and I let Figgy announce Audi come up, and I'm like, oh, I hope people knew who it was doing that. But that was fun. He had some fun with that, man.
Did he hit a triple at that event?
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And Figgy was so hyped, but he had to get down there and he had to run out.
I heard Audi Siriaco's name, and he's probably one of the best teammates I've ever played with. Period.
Yeah, we're just talking about that. One of the best guys in that clubhouse.
One of the best human beings I've ever met. How about that? That guy's a man.
Oh.
Yeah, nice. He's just he's
humble as can be. You know what I mean? He's the greatest guy there is.
Do you remember? It was 2 years ago.
Oh, he got him one time. He's like, "Oh, you're gonna mess up one."
Bobby, 9 innings. He's just going for 9 innings. He's like, at the wrong time, you're gonna mess it up. At the wrong time, it's gonna happen. And Brendan made a couple good plays in the game, but Bobby kept going. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Right time for us. It's gonna happen. And sure enough, in the 9th inning, Brendan botched one. Just totally kicked it at third base.
Oh, yeah.
And Bobby's like, I told you, right when we
told you.
And then the next pitch, Almodovar ripped the triple and ended the game.
Oh, Oppo, I remember that.
Oh yeah, that was the night after Koplov. That was the morning after Koplov hit that hitter. Got that hit.
I went to Derek Jeter's last game in the old Texas Rangers ballpark.
Really? Wow. You better have kept that ticket.
Dude, it was the sickest thing. Like, I'll never forget. The whole entire fans there were chanting Derek Jeter in like it's a different ballpark. Like everyone in the whole crowd, Derek Jeter, and like we were clapping. It was awesome. And it was all Texas fans cheering it, but they all loved him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I went to his last game where he got the game-winning hit.
Did you really? That's sick. All right.
Vlad, what was the crowd? What was the crowd like for that game, man? When he hit it. What's a 2-part question? How was that buzz?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's rhetorical, but it's like a word that you can't even imagine. Like, it was just unbelievable.
Right? It was walk-off or no?
Walk-off hit. Yeah. Now my second part of the question is
the way he hits. Right center, single.
Yeah.
Now here's the second part of the question, Vladdy. Did the pitcher groove him one? Did the pitcher groove him one? I think he did.
I would like to think no, but I think yes.